today we're going to do corkscrew. So you're going to be laying on the floor. Make sure you get something to support your head. It can be a pillow or like a folded towel. And then something to lay on if you like. This is a nice concrete floor, so we're going to give a little padding here. All right, so you're going to lay on your back with your legs folded up. And the first part of this exercise, I want you just to explore how far you can turn your knees without your pelvis rolling off the floor. This is just the first part of it, so it helps maybe to put your hands on your pelvis and feel where it is in relation to the ground before you start. Maybe you notice one side is higher than the other, or maybe one side is shifted up towards your head. Just notice, put your hands there, and then without this part moving, move and shift your knees to the right. So this is about as far as I can go before my pelvis wants to roll off. So like I said, just for the beginning part of that, we're just gonna find the end points of our hip rotation. So we just went to the right, now go to the left. And I'm actually working hard to keep my pelvis down at this point. If I wasn't working hard, I would maybe be going to here. And then my body starts rolling with the weight of my legs. So see if you can do that. See if you can find a bit more rotation to the left while actively holding down and what I call don't rock the boat, right? So hold the other pelvis down while you're turning your knees over. So let's go back to the right side. Hopefully you found a point at which you're like, okay, there's my hip and there's my pelvis. If not, that's okay. You'll feel it a little bit more as we continue. So go back to the right. So we found that end point. Now what I'd like you to do is allow the pelvis to start to roll off the floor. The knees start to go a little bit further to the side. What you're trying to do here is control just the pelvis portion. If you feel your ribs come up, try and keep those down. This is an area where there's not a lot of movement in the spine, but there is a lot of support through the front. So you do get a bit of rotation. It just doesn't feel like as much. That's okay. So starting over again, rotating the knees in the pelvis just to the right. The pelvis stays down. Once they've come to that end boundary, now move the pelvis boundary, but maintain the boundary of the spine and ribs. So you start to roll a little bit more. So we just added on a new segment and we want to go to the other side. The same way that you wound up, you're going to unwind. So this was the last thing to leave the floor. So now bring this to the floor first. This is the really hard part of using your abdominals and your pelvic muscles. Notice how my knees, they're not to the center yet. I'm driving this rotation with my abdomen and my core. My hips are staying to the right. Once my pelvis is down on the floor, then I can rotate my hips back to the center of my pelvis. It's a lot. Let's try the other side. Rotating the hips or the knees and hips to the left, maintaining the pelvis boundary once you've gone as far as you can there. Now allow the pelvis to rotate and lift off the floor. You want to keep as much contact through your ribs and your upper back as you can, knowing I could probably go all the way here, but I don't want to just yet because I have to pull each segment down before I get there. So right now we're just doing the lumbar spine. You feel like you can go further, but don't worry about that yet. Go as far as you can before the rib cage lifts off, and I'm actively pulling my rib cage down into the ground. So now I've gone as far as I can, and I'm gonna wind back up starting with the piece of the part of my body that lifted off last. So I'm pulling my upper back and spine into the floor. Notice how my knees are still really rotated. I'm pulling my spine and my pelvis back to the floor, and the very last thing that comes to center is my knees and my hips. Here's where you can take a little bit of a break. So that was 2 repetitions to each side. I think it was just 1 repetition to each side. Did a lot of talking, but go through and do that maybe 3 or 4 times on each side. And when you're done, notice how it feels to lay on your back now that you've completed that, and notice what's different compared to when you started.